Hey guys, good morning, good morning. Hey, how about we paint a flamingo today? So my colors I'm gonna be using, let's just get right to it. How's everyone doing? I'm doing great. Let's go ahead and do an upright canvas. I'm just using what size is this? A 18 by 14 canvas board. And so we're just gonna go ahead and maybe outline what we're gonna do here. Let's just get a color on here. Let's see. And we have blue. We have purple. Where did I have my black? I don't think I have black on here. Anyway, let's do like let's see. A coastline, maybe some water, and a beach. And then some trees, and then the sky. So the trees will kind of go like that. This will all be water. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. 1 minute. So I'm just kind of getting my proportions on there. Let's see if we can zoom in. We cannot, oh, there we go. Is that better? A little better, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the sky, and we're going to bring the sky all the way down to the we'll go ahead and bring the sky all the way into this, even though we're going to be painting some palm trees and things like that. So we're going to be using so many different colors here. For right now, I have a pink, a turquoise, a blue, a green, brown, tan, or here's tan, and then an ochre. We have pink, orange, a magenta, the white, and I have a dark blue and a dark purple just in case. So I've already mixed my values into different values. So I'm not using a palette knife right now. But let's go ahead and wet your brush down. I'm going to use this. This is an oval mop. It's a 1 inch. I just kind of want to get some color in there. And this is going to be way, way, way dark, but we're just going to get some, actually I need a lot more water here. Just to get that color started. All right. Let's go ahead and keep that wet. Let's go ahead and mix in some white. Bring that white all the way down. You just keep working your sky until you get it where you want it, okay? So do you want really puffy clouds? I want that sky a lot brighter. So let's keep adding some white in. All right. Just keep working it. There we go. Now we're getting it where I want it. All right, so we're gonna add in some clouders, some So it kind of looks like we got some clouds going on in here. Let's see. I'm going to keep adding in white and go from the bottom up. And I'm just blending. I keep blending. Just blending it up. It keeps getting lighter and lighter. All right. Let's add a tad bit of this back in. And we can blend that in. And you can make these crisscrosses to blend in that darker into the light. Go back in and get some white. Or just keep working this sky. Just go back and forth. If you want the puffy clouds, then leave your white to the bottom side of it, the lighter. And blend in that top part. And you can stop anytime. As soon as you're done, you think you got your clouds in there the way you want them, then you can move on. If you're watching this on replay, just hashtag replay in the comments. So I know you guys do get to see this. All right, I'm gonna leave that. All right, now let's get the beach on there. So we're gonna move on to, I'm gonna wet this down a little bit. I'm gonna move into my browns, and let's go ahead and use the dark. Let's see, get the dark in there. And we're gonna keep working this and working this, just like we did the sky. So you wipe some of your excess off. Go ahead and bring that down into the water a little bit. Okay. Use some different color, get some caramel in there. Now I'm going to go into a different value of the dark brown. Bring some of that in. Let's keep that darkness up in behind, because that's where your trees are going to be, and it's going to be more shaded back in there. So let's go ahead and bring in some light caramel down in here. I have too much water going on, so and just add it in here and there. Now I'm going to go into the darker caramel I think this was yellow ochre, sorry. This is, raw sienna is this one. So let's bring some of that in there. And the lighter color of the value. Just bring some of it in on top of that other lighter color that you had. Let's cover up that outline. All right. Kind of want that to dry a little bit. I want that to dry a little bit, so let's go ahead and go into the water. So the water, I want my brush wet because I want it to be, I can move that so I can move that paint around. So I'm just putting a wet coat down. So let's use some of this green. Let's get some of that, I believe it's sap green, but I'm using the second value. Some of that in underneath. So we have that. It will be mixed in with the blue and make a really pretty tropical water look color when we get those birds in here. So we're gonna have your trees all up in here, and we're gonna have a couple little flamingos, and then we're gonna have a bigger one kind of right here facing this way. These two are gonna be maybe this tall, if not smaller, and this one's gonna be taking up most of the picture. So let's work some more of that light green in there. Let's bring it all the way in down below. I want all lighter colors, so we're using all these lighter values of those main colors. So let's bring in some blue. Let's leave that blue down below. Now let's bring in some of that lighter turquoise. May have to wet down the canvas again, so. And don't worry, I mean, these are all layers, so you guys can layer and layer and layer. Let's bring back in some of that. Let's dampen this a little bit. I don't have my squirt bottle, so I'm just keeping it wet with my brush. Let's bring in some more of that brown again, just to keep that beach color right in there. You can put a darker brown in there if it's down in the deeper water. It's a little bit darker, but so let's see. I want some more turquoise in there. Let's wet our brush and go into that turquoise again. And let's do this part of it with more of that darker turquoise. Just leaving that green in there. We can mix in some more of that green. And bringing that back up in here. It's okay if you got the brown in there, it's not a big deal. So I'm just blending that lighter green into that turquoise there and giving it a nice, you guys see that water okay? Let's see. Oop. Hope you guys can see the water okay. All right, let's bring in some white. Let's bring in some white. And I'm doing this, whoops, I'm doing this as I go. Sounds like an upset bird out there. I think my cat's out there making them mad. Okay, so I'm going to try and wipe most of that off and wash out my brush. And now it's kind of dry, so now we can brush over those white marks and kind of blend them in. I think, let's bring in some darker, of that darker green maybe right up in here. Let's wet our brush though again so it's workable. Okay, let's blend that in a little bit more. All right, what do you guys think so far? Let's go back up into this and let's blend some of that in a little bit more into the ground or the beach. And now let's bring in the very light color, the very lighter value of yellow ochre. And let's bring that, so you want, let's just try and lighten that up a little bit. Here, this is like down the beach a ways, so some of this will be covered up from the bird, but so let's lighten that even more, bring in some more white into that lighter color. Now I want to put kind of a mixture strip right in here because this brown and the water have to merge. And so we are bringing it up and bringing it down into the water. So not too much white on there. grab some of that turquoise again. I need to clean off this brush really good. And blend this in now. So you can't really see where your beach starts and stops. It's kind of just blended in. You see that? All right. Let's make some, let's take this raw sienna and make those same little marks up close here that we did with the white down below. And this kind of gives it, you can kind of see the sand underneath. And we're going to wipe our brush dry again and dry brush that. So you can just see it underneath. All right, now let's bring some more of that green back in a little bit. And bring some more of that turquoise back in. This side. My brush is drying out, so keep it wet. But I'm doing hot, you know, kind of crisscrossing to kind of mix that in and blend it in. And then come back horizontal again. Okay. Now, let's take some of your dark brown and we're just going to make an edge, and then take some of your raw sienna and come back to that again, and then come to your yellow ochre and do mix in with that all together. All right. All right. Let's get busy on those trees. I'm going to need more green than this. So okay, let's see. Let's make some trunks. Go ahead and just, we need dark brown again. Dark brown is burnt umber, by the way, if you're wondering. So let's just get some, so they're going to be smaller as we go down. So let's just get Okay, this is basically what we're going to be doing all the way, okay? And we can come back to this trunk and do something to the trunk like that, okay? Hope you can see that. So let's start down here. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it down here smaller. And you'd add brown into them to give them a different color. Kind of separate them. Okay? And go make a few more. Make them bigger as you come. And we can come back and highlight some of these if you want others to stand out. But right now it's just kind of giving it effect that there's palm trees there. Okay. That one didn't. That's all right. We'll make it work. Now, we'll come back and put a little bit of shadow in. Let's say our light's coming from this way. So, you can come in and give it a little bit of those guys a little bit of a shadow. You know, it's coming back off of them. Alright, let's do the next bunch. Let's say this guy comes all the way up there. Over top of him. You can put your trees however you want. Let's see. Put little shadows in. Switch to your fan brush. And don't forget to make your branches bigger on your trees. And you can put little coconuts in there too. Let's, I'm going to use some yellow ochre here. Do a little bit of different color. Now that we're getting closer to the closer up here. Oh, I have too much stuff on there. Then I'm going to grab some burnt umber and mix it with the green. Mix it with the dark green and make that even darker. This basically is just an effect to give it a look of the palm trees in the background. Okay, this is not the main subject of the picture. So now let's go to a lighter one on this side. You guys can, I mean, go as far as, right now I'm just doing like this, but you guys can do a brush. Oh, I didn't show you. So right now I'm just kind of doing this. But you guys can do, you can make your line and then you can come down and brush it if you want to do it that way too. Okay, to make that feathery look. Otherwise, I'm just doing this. We might do it when we get to the close up one. So, but then again, these are not the main subject. This is not the main. This isn't what I want to stand out. It's going to be the flamingos. So let's put a little bit of brown in underneath some of these. Okay, maybe 2 more here, and then we're going to come back and do a little bit more to those trunks. Let's go here and here. That shaded thing. All right, let's go ahead and grab some of your raw sienna in the lighter. Go ahead and touch some of the bark edges, okay? And you're just touching the edge and brushing it over. Alright, let's go ahead and finish up the leaves on these. I think I want these a little darker, so I'm going to use that brown, that dark brown with my sap green, okay? So let's do this one first. I'm coming back over top. I used the brown, but now I'm coming back over the top with that sap green. Now, before I do this last one, let's go ahead and take some white and go into that sap green and make a lighter, way lighter color. And we can come back in and do a little bit of highlights on some of these that are maybe hitting the sun a little bit more on this side, maybe. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do that last one then. I'm going, I did not clean my brush. I think I want to because I want that last one to be a dark. So I got a little bit of black on the palette now, and I'm going to dip my brush into the black and then go into the sap green. So it makes more of a forest green color. And we'll do this last one. You want them different colors, different shades, because they're going to blend in together if you don't. And then I'm going to come in and use that little bit of white light color and hit the tops of this one side. And then I'm going to come in with the very dark brown, add a little bit of black, and I'm going to hit the other side of these chunks on the opposite side, because that is where the sun is not shining. Give it a little bit more depth. Alright, now I'm even going to go as far as to just bring in some black underneath some of these leaves on the opposite side. Okay guys, maybe add a little bit of black into that shadow. Bring some of that black into that shoreline. Just kind of brush it in a straight line. Okay guys, let's put some flamingos on here, okay? So I'm going to get a smaller brush to try and get the outlines of them on there. We can just use the black, it's fine, but I'm going to water it down. So let's see, we want one here and one up here, and then that bigger one will go on that side. So let's go ahead and put one up here. Just get that shape on there. This is their beak. Okay, so it's, can you guys see that? Okay, so you're just doing an S and coming up. Don't connect the wing to the neck yet. And then come back and make your neck a little bit bigger and then add your head. But that beak is going to curve in even more, all right? So let's leave that outline there. Let's add his legs. Let's put a leg here. And let's see, should we make them? We'll just put his like that, all right? Now let's get the second one on here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that big one on. Let's see, how big do we want him? The other one's gonna be down here. Let's go ahead and put that other one right here. Okay. Let's make him holding up his one leg over there. All right. That's the second one. Now let's go ahead and let's put the body on there to get where we want him at. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to be really huge. How about we just put him up here? Oh, he's bigger than I thought, but we're gonna go with it because he is the main thing here. And let's see. His head should come up about like that. Which we can make the body bigger. See, I mean, you can use this for outline. It's so much easier to do when you just have an outline to go by. Okay. And we can still make him bigger. And then his legs. Go like that. And we'll put little water, little thingies around him. But there we go. Can you guys see that all right? Let me zoom back out now. Or, yeah, zoom back out so you can get the whole thing. All right. So now let's go ahead and just clean that. Let's use that brush. This I was using was a number 2. It's a stiff brush. It's a #2. That's how big it is. I'm just going to use that to go ahead and color in the flamingos. And my paints are drying up a little bit, but we're going to get busy here and get their colors on. So we're just going to get that pink on there. And we will add more detail later on. So go ahead and color them in. And use, like I said, use the darkest color first. Keep your brush wet, damp, because, and I'm using magenta for the first color, so. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We just are wanting to get that color on there. Fill them in with that color. Okay, so we have the dark color on there getting started. I think I actually think this needs to be a little bit bigger proportion wise. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, so now we're just gonna go ahead and add in, let's go ahead and add in some I'm going to add in some black to that magenta. So we're going to go darker on this side of the leg. And it is shaded up under his belly, so I don't really want to do a lot of detail on the legs it's not important to me on this one. So now I'm going to go into that lighter magenta value. And let's go a little bit here, maybe there. Let's put some on top there. Okay. So let's put some feathers on that wing of the big one. I can do some small ones here. Let's go back with that dark magenta and blend in some of those feathers kind of in. With the lighter ones. This here is a wing. So and this down here is the body, so. Let's put some highlight on his back because the light is going to end the back of his neck. We're going to bring in some orange too yet. We're just going to keep working the birds itself, and then we'll do the beak probably last. Let's bring in some of those tail feathers. I'm still working that wing. Just put a little bit of highlight on that wing. Right in here. I'm going with a very light magenta value. Let's use that same very light, and let's put that highlight up here. on the, you know, wherever that sun you think is hitting, it's going to be a lighter part of that bird. So, oops, I got too much there. That's alright, we'll put it in there. On the front of his chest, on the back of the, around there. Let's put some like feathers that are coming up off of him. We won't do it on the other ones, but they're coming up off of his back. Or her back. I'll bring that very light magenta value again back up in here. Now we're basically going to do the same thing with orange. So with that said, let's clean the brush out good. And, you know, we have pink that's so close to magenta, but let's go ahead and add some in to the main face. And this is it's light magenta. I wonder. You know, sometimes. Alright, so let's bring that, we can just bring that in to maybe fill in to the body. And blend those feathers marks in a little bit more. I can fill in this face that I got too bright. You know, flamingos are all different colors actually. Alright, let's get some orange. Let's do some orange. So clean out your brush, use that same brush. Now use, the orange is just orange. So let's get some of this in there. Just mix it in to your main body. Now you're going to put this, the straight orange, where your darkest parts are going to be. And mix it into the feathers. But we're going to bring in, I really like this combo, color combo too. I love the color orange and pink together. So you can bring some of that in on the faces on these other ones. Put it on the darker side of the bodies where the shadows would be. You can touch the legs here and there. Let's put a little bit underneath that tail. And the same with this one. Let's go underneath that neck, back side of that neck. Let's go under the belly, a little bit into the tail feathers, some into the wings. Let's put a touch on the legs. There, you liking the colors? I like the color combos, so it's looking pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Now let's go to the lighter value. We don't have to wash it out. We can just wipe it out. So I'm going into the orange of the mixed with white into the next value. And we can bring in the highlights like we did before. Actually, let's go ahead and go into the very, very light color of that orange. And let's get the highlights of that. And we'll bring in that, and we're bringing that in the light color where we brought in the colors, where the bright lights would be, bright colors would be on where the sun's shining. I can't think and paint sometimes at the same time. Just bring in some of that color here. Let's brush along the top of that back. Now we'll go into the other ones and bring in that highlight there to them. Same places that you brought in that very, very, very light pink. On the other ones. I want to use this, kind of warm this in a little bit. I used number 10 bright it's a dry brush, to blend in those feathers a little bit. Okay, guys, I think we're going to be done with the colors for now. We can come back in and do some more highlight. Let's get the beak on there. And for that, let's use a finer lined brush. I'm using a number 10 fine. Now I'm watering down my black to get that shape of the beak on. Oh my gosh, I forgot about my coffee. All right, so the actual beak comes up into the face. Like that. Do I need to zoom in? Do I need to zoom in on the big one? Okay. Sorry guys. There. That way maybe you can see me do the beak on the large one and then you can do the little ones easier. Alright. So the beak actually comes off the face and then points back in. I don't have enough water here. Comes off the face and then points back in, almost touching his neck. And the underneath side is curved along with it. Now, you see this up into the face? Okay. So the tip of it is black. So let's go ahead and brush in that black into the tip. Now you have the shape. So let's go ahead and put them on the little ones. Well, let's go ahead and clean the brush out. All right, now we're going to use white. Use very little white. We're going to come up here and bring it down into the beak. Okay. Now we're going to use, clean that out. Now we're going to use let's use a little bit of the pink, and then we'll use the orange too. So that basically comes down from the white into the black. Now if you want to wait till that dries, you can. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna let that dry, but we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come back and do the white, and then we're gonna use orange in the middle, and then your black again, okay? So now you can come back and use more white, orange, pink, or whatever you want into your bird, okay? But I'm gonna hit these legs a little bit here with the black. Since I'm on the black. Okay, let's get their beaks on, the little guys. So it comes up into the face. I need to zoom back out again, don't I? All right, hold on. There. Okay, let's get the little guys' beaks on. Go ahead and paint the tip of that if you want right away. All right, let's go back up to the other one. If you want to, you can put the eyeball on now too. Just use a dot of black. Let's see. If you have to reshape them, go ahead. All right, we're gonna let the little ones dry. We'll come back up and do the big one again. So we're gonna use white. Then orange. Remember, we're using orange this time. And come back with the white if you have to. Blend that back up into there. And then your tip of black, oops. Now, one more thing you're going to do with your fine line brush is get that black again. And you're going to draw a line that's going to separate his beak. Okay? And you can put a little highlight on there for his eyeball if you want. Take a touch of white and just add a little bit of white. And basically that's it, guys. There you go. You can come back and add more colors. You can finish out more whites. You can add more detail in the back. You can put grasses. Let's put a little bit of grass in there, okay? So I can show you. Use your fine line, and you can just kick it like that. You can mix your white and your dark, light and your dark green, and put in some sections of grass in there. Can you see those? Just here and there to add a little bit more interest back there, and these will be littler and darker. So little touches here and there you can do, and there you have it. Flamingo. I'll show you. It's all done. I mean, you can, like I said, you can come back and do more. I was going to show you something real quick, actually. In the water, use your dark turquoise and make a ring. Make a ring like that. Now use the white, and you can come on top of that to make it look like it's his feet are, you know, it made that ring in the water, okay? You can do that with each the legs, but you can keep working it as much as you want, but there you go. There's the flamingo. So you guys have fun with this. I can't wait to see all yours. You guys take care and God bless. Please share your work. I'd love to see it. If you have any questions, please reach out and ask. You can actually comment here, and then I'll see the notification. So you guys have fun with this one. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.